Hey, hi everyone. I recently completed my client interview, and during the technical round, the client provided me with this C# code snippet and asked me to review it for a potential issues. So basically, the client is provided that snippet and asked me to find the issues in this particular code. So as a review comment, if I give the chance for you to, what are the review comments for in this particular code snippet, you will see. So that review comments I need to find and that I need to provide for this client. This is the basically question asked me in the interview while I am facing client interviews. So if you can see this snippet, what are the major issues are in the snippet? So that as a output for that particular interviewer. Same interview questions might be comes in your case also. So that's why I'm just sharing my reviews and my experience to you guys. So understand for these particular things. So most of the companies are taking the interview in these ways also for such current scenarios. So such coding questions are common in client interviews. So I'm sharing my review point to help you prepare better. So basically, the first mistake you can see here. So they took a task object here, but below, if you can see here, it's they return the output dot length. But this output dot length, it is an integer, right? So in that case, why took here the object? So object and reference type, you know, right? Value type and reference type. It will object will take a extra memory as compared to the value types, and it will be not good for in that case. So instead of that object, we can take here the integer. So it will be for the better performance. Also, it will be good, and that is the one thing as a review point you can mention that. And this is the first point you can mention in the interview. The second thing is that if you come down below, so you can see here this is the final handling operations, and you always know that, right? While we working on that project, the file handling operation must be under that using block. And that using block is basically we can use for that automatically releasing memory for the after particular operation. So this also one review points you can say. This is the second review point we can mention there. So as a file stream, we need to add this file stream under the using block. So it will automatically remove that resource memory after that his functionality. And the third mistake you can see here under this string operations. So in the file operations, they took one variable, and this is the output collection. But this output collection they mentioned as a string here, right? And this is not a good. Instead of the string in a, it is basically in a looping statement we are using the string. So using the string, it's not a good sign here, because instead of the string, we will use the here string builder. So what will the string and string builder, you know, right? So the string is a immutable, and because of that, there will be some issues will come. Instead of that, we will use here a string builder, and this is the third point you can mention. You can in the concatenation or under the while loops or of looping statements, then string builder is always good, and it will be useful for a memory allocations as well. And for the performance side, the string builder is very perfect as this example. And this is the third point you can mention. And next you can say it is a thread safety. So this thread safety, you can mention that point as well. So locking on this not recommended. Instead, to use a private read-only object for locking. So because of this, there will be some issues will become. So if any new object or something came, so that will be might become the case, and it will be cause that issues. So instead of that, we can use that private or read-only object for locking. And so this is you can mention as a fourth point. And here second case is the incorrect await uses. And this is the fifth point you can mention. Important. So they took here a data repository, but data repository is not instantiated. So instead of that, we can take one constructor here. So already here is the data provider service here, and they have added one constructor, right? So in under the constructor, we will add the dependency injection, and based on that, whatever that dependencies are there for that particular data repository, so that will automatically come. And so after that, whatever that matter for this data repository, that we can call here, right? So suppose this data repository is there, and this data repository we are using below multiple functions or classes. In that case, it will might be again we need to create that same things, right? So instead of that, we can create the dependency injection for that particular data repository and instantiate that data repository under the constructor, so that for that using the constructor variable name we can directly call this method. And this is the useful scenarios in our daily routine applications we are going to use, right? So this way also you can mention that. And this is the fifth point. This is a fifth review comment. As a review comment you can mention that. And sixth point you can see here, this is the sixth point you can mention. This from db is came right here, but this from db is not checked as it is a null or what basically. So the null check is not added here, null reference exception. So in that case we can add that as well for the from db variable. Suppose from database it's not came any values or something, then in that case for the passing function it is a might be cause issues, right? So in that case before passing to the functions we just need to ensure that the from db have some values. And that is the sixth point, you can add that as well. These are the basically review comments basically you can mention for that particular interviewer. So whatever, it's just in my case it's happened, and because of that I am just sharing that my thoughts to you. But in your case that whole program and anything will be different. But try the way for the memory optimization and also the things which has causing the issues like strings, a string builder, or check that return types. If the return type is a single length, so in my case it is integer and we are returning here object, so it is not a good sign, right? So in that case you can start from the top, like what are the issues, and one by one you can try to make as a review points. And be positive on that while talking with that interviewer, because this is not just only you are finding the review comments. So based on the review comments we need to explain that basically what is that review comments and why you are suggesting that. So if suppose if I told here, right, so instead of object we need to take an integer, then in that case we need to explain that to the, they will ask the questions why the integer only we need to take there instead of the object. They will ask like how that memory optimization then happen. So if you say that as compared to the value type and reference type, we will use here value type, and reference type is not needed. So what is the difference in the reference type, value type? So this kind of questions they will ask in the interview. So based on this, that second point also, that using block I suggested right here, using point we need to add here. So instead of that why we need to use the using point, is there any other suggestion is there or not? So this kind of questions, basically my whole interview will happen on that only one snippet only. And this is almost 1.2 hour, like yeah, approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes interview duration is happen only on this code snippet. So you can assume like how much questions they will ask after the suggestions. So that is the basically new strategy for a particular companies. They will ask the directly practical ways. The some of the companies will not ask the basic questions like what is abstraction, what is interface. So based on this review comments only, they will understand that particular employee, particular developer is okay, or he has a knowledge on that or not. And based on these review comments he definitely 100% they will understand is that particular person is suit for his job or not. So that's why I'm just sharing my experience to you guys. So just prepare for this review comments and all, to try to implement your new things, how to find the bugs, how to find that review comments. You can prepare yourself, and you can just mention that in if any interview comes like this. Yeah, so that is the about video today. So thanks for watching, and if you like this video, so please like and share, and also subscribe this channel, so I will create a new videos for you guys.